I always wanted to do something in performance. I was a teacher for, oh my God, I was everything. I just really wanted to try acting. In the summertime, a lot of teachers do background. That's how I started. I loved background and just realized I wanted the foreground. I got the bug for it. I don't know if you remember this agency called Compass. I accidentally missed it. That was a nightmare. To him, it was very firm and it was loving. And to me, he tore me a new one. I'm just offended. The trajectory of my career. I don't have that mindset because I think there's so many roles for people. I think if we keep thinking that way collectively, then there won't be roles for people. It's such a cliche word, but manifest. I do a lot of meditating, a lot of visualizing. I have a lot of faith that things will always work out for me because that's natural law. You do whatever you want to do because everything is possible. You know, not because of acting, but because of the way I've been able to reset my mind at times, especially when it's been chaotic. I just want to be a commercial queen. I'd be fine with that. I actually turned off the Zoom and I was like, yeah, nailed it. Even if I don't get it, I know I fucking nailed it. It's like you win the lottery and then all of a sudden you can't even buy a ticket. I'm just gonna keep forging ahead and keep doing what I'm doing and, you know, just fucking go for it.
And before we start this interview, I'm gonna please ask you, it costs you nothing, please, for the love of God, subscribe. It really helps us out. Subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, and give us a follow on all the social medias. Enjoy the interview. Well, welcome to the podcast.
I'm a little nervous.
Oh, that's okay. Nerves are all right. I like to start at when the dream of acting was born. When did you decide you wanted to be an actor?
Do you know what? When I was a little girl, when I was really young, I always wanted to do something in performance. I remember standing on my coffee table and doing the moonwalk, kind of past the mirror, kind of dancing to Madonna. That just really, you know, I mean, dates me, dancing to Madonna. But, you know, I never really pursued anything and I don't know why. I think my older sister, she was in dance and she was in modeling. My younger sister was in musical theater. I was a middle child, so I think really my parents didn't see the talent in me. Maybe because I was neglected a little bit.
The middle child syndrome.
Pretty much, right? So I think what they had delegated for me to do was babysit my youngest sister, who is 9 years younger. So while everybody was off pursuing dreams at 4 and 5 years old, I was like changing diapers. You know? No, I'm kidding. Oh my God,
doing the thing.
I'm really feeling it now. No, I'm kidding. But no, I really just don't think they saw the talent because I didn't really expose it to them.
That's fair. Were you shyer as a child?
With my parents, yes, because they're they're Asian parents, and you know, I mean, they wanted to see me play piano. I don't know, play piano. And that was it.
Do you play piano now?
Do you know what? When they said I could quit, I can't even sight read anymore.
You were like, bye.
No, it was such a traumatic experience.
Oh no.
That I can't even sight read. I know my chords, I know a few songs, I know arpeggios, but to have a piece of sheet music in front of me, I can't do it.
Yeah, no, I commend you for ever once doing that.
Thank you. I was forced.
It's hard.
I was forced. Yeah, it was forced upon me. I was like 4 years old, and all of a sudden an old man came to the door and said, "I'm here for your lesson." I was like, "What?" I was like,
why?
So anyway, yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah. So you, as an adult, when did you get into acting then? Like when did you make the turnaround?
2 years ago.
No way.
Yes,
Stop.
I was a teacher for, oh my God, I was everything. I was a registered massage therapist.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a nightmare. I mean, I could tell you stories about that, but anyway.
Off the record, we will talk about this.
So I was a registered massage therapist, and then I was in public relations.
Okay.
I was in advertising media.
Nice.
And then I became a teacher for many, many moons, and that is where I really hit my stride. I loved teaching. I loved these kids. I taught Montessori from ages 3 to 5 years old.
Nice.
Loved it. Did not like yard duty. but you know, that's all par for the course,
Gotta
right?
pay your dues.
Yeah, pay my dues. But I loved it. They were great. They, you know, I still talk to some of the parents.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
And so when you, for 2 years, so then COVID is when the big shift into acting happened?
Yeah. No, so I taught for a long time, for like I'd say over a decade.
Okay.
Well, more than anyway, long time. I just don't want to date myself. But anyway, yeah. Then COVID happened, and I remember I was sort of disenchanted with the whole having to wear the mask, you know, even after the lockdown.
Right.
And I just really wanted to try acting. But before that, in the summertime, a lot of teachers do background. So they teach throughout the year, and then come June or July, they do background.
Oh, nice.
So I did background, met some teachers, and then that's how I started. I loved background and just realized I wanted the foreground.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
That's awesome. So what for background, how did you get started in background? Did you submit yourself for stuff, or did you get a background agent for that?
I got a background agent that I found on Facebook, and so I applied to her, and she started sending me out, and I liked the vibe, I liked the people, I liked the free food, you know.
Right.
It was great. And I also just liked to see how the industry worked. I liked to see, you know, the directors, what happened behind the camera.
Yes.
I loved watching the actors.
Yes.
I fangirled over Elizabeth Moss from Handmaid's Tale.
Yep.
Because that woman, she could act, direct, just command a cast, crew, background, children, horses, of like over 500 people with such a soft voice, but she was able to do it, and that just kind of, you know, got me. I got the bug for it.
Nice.
So after background, I decided I want to be in the foreground, and just, you know, started booking my own things off of Mandy.com.
Absolutely.
And once I did that, and I got a taste of just me being a principal character in a couple of short films, and I got myself an agent.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's wicked.
Yeah.
So when you were looking for agents at first, like what did you send out? Did you have headshots done and all that, or did you know anything about this?
Well, because I had already submitted myself, I knew that I needed to get a backdrop.
Right.
So I got a backdrop. I took a couple of headshots, like selfies, you know, sent them out, and also just really short email, non-union, age range, photo, my experience, and it included background, which they actually didn't want to see. And I was able to get a couple of interviews, and my first one being with, I don't know if you remember this agency called Compass.
Yes.
And you know what's crazy? I never miss a date, an opportunity, nothing. But when Compass called, said I had an interview with them on Zoom, I accidentally missed it. I called them back and I was like, please, I apologize, because I have 3 kids, right? I was so busy. And thank goodness.
Yeah.
Thank goodness I didn't.
You could be missing out on a lot of money right now.
I know.
For those who don't know, Compass is no longer, because they were stealing money from their clients.
Yeah.
And not paying their clients as they should.
Right.
So yeah, that's not dodged a bullet.
Someone was looking out for me, that's for sure.
Yeah. Were you devastated that you missed it?
No, because I realized that it just wasn't for me. And I know I actually went from, on the actor website, from A to G, and just started emailing people, and Compass was the first, and then my former agent was the next, and my former agent emailed me, we met, and then I started to work.
Nice.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Pretty quickly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you say you had a couple meetings.
Yes.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I've never had that. There's one that's interested. I'm like, yes, thank you, thank God. But so when you were meeting with these multiple agents, what made you decide to go with your first agency?
Well, they took me. They were like, I'll take you. I said, fine, let's do it.
That is generally how the first agent goes, for sure, for sure.
Like, listen, if Compass would have taken me, I would have gone. But,
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's
so this
true.
next agent, she said, I'll take you. And I said, okay, let's get headshots. And that was it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I really had no other options.
That's mine too. They're like, I'll take you. Like, perfect. Thank you.
Done.
I love it. Now you switched agencies.
Yes.
What made you make that decision? Because you were booking and doing well. We spoke previously.
You know, I was doing well, but I think I wanted a different relationship with a new agent.
Okay, nice.
Which I have now. With shout out to Ilona DeCaro.
Shout out.
Talent Management. I have a great relationship with her. She knows my
Nice.
goals, and she's transparent, and we chat about things, and I like that. That's what we need in a relationship.
Yeah, for
between
sure.
agent, actor, well, with everything really, right?
Right.
So just full transparency and openness and comfortability when you're speaking to someone.
Yeah, nice, wicked. That's
Because
awesome.
my life is in her hands. And she, we need to have that relationship.
It is super important. It
Yeah.
is super important. And as much as like for most people, I find like the first agency is like, thank God you took me, I will go with you. After that, you do go, okay, I like this about you, I don't like this per se, or I need an agent that does more of this, and then you figure it out from there. So
Right.
yeah, I like the process of that. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with switching agents.
No, it's like boyfriends. It's you
gotta
there's
find a
good
relationship
fit.
that
Yeah,
works.
Yeah, children too. Sometimes no, I'm kidding.
You gotta give them back sometimes.
Sometimes you get along with one, sometimes you don't. Right now it's my dog. Like I get along with my dog. He poses for pictures and he's good.
So cute.
Yeah.
I love that. I say relationships is a good analogy because I've usually said, you have those friends and they're in relationships and you're like, how? That would not work for me, that personality type or whatever, but
Yeah.
it works for you, so that's great. So
Right.
it's just finding out what works for you and what you're looking for in an agent. Because yeah, you're right, it is a relationship, so it is pretty darn important.
Yeah, for sure.
You're right. Her life is in my hands.
I know. I love her. And when I want to, like, obviously you want to do really well for the agency too. You
Yeah.
know? It's like, you want to put it on the map.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
how I see it. Like, not just what she can do for me, but what I can do for her too.
100%.
So that's
Yeah.
what I'm looking at.
I love it. That's
Yeah.
awesome. You just came from a callback today.
I did.
Fun.
It was
Congratulations.
fun. Okay, so the callback, I had to be in a bathing suit for the actual self-tape, which I did.
Right.
But I go to the callback, and I mean, I'm the only one that's stripped down in a bathing suit. Everybody had bike shorts or athleisure wear, and I was like, it just.
That's hilarious. Were you looking around like, I've messed up?
I was like, okay, did I not? No, but I guess just.
I think some people do, some people don't.
Yeah.
Because I've heard multiple, I don't know if some casting might have preferences, and then I don't know that yet. But
Right.
I've heard for auditions like that too. Yeah, some do, some don't. But so that can set you apart, and they go, I like that girl in the bathing suit that came in today.
Well, I didn't self-tan for nothing. You know what I mean? I just evened out the cellulite a little bit.
That's hilarious. I love
Forget
it.
Oh my God, I'm gonna go, that's it. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I hope they call you.
I know,
100%.
Or else they're probably like, she's trying too hard. We're not gonna call her.
It's hard to ever know, right?
Right.
Like it's so tricky and hard to not be in your head after callbacks and stuff. Did that go well? I felt it went well, but did it actually?
But you know what's funny? I don't get in my head.
Oh, really?
I don't. After that.
What? What is your magical potion? What do you do?
Okay, so I listen to a lot of, like, I don't know, mystics, whatever, and it's basically everything in life is neutral, and what the meaning that you give it is going to determine the effect it has on you. So if you put everything into this one audition, right, and then you don't get it, then it's going to affect you poorly. But if you just kind of like they say, let it go, and you're like, oh, I didn't get it, whatever, no big deal. I just say, I was in my skivvies, whatever,
Yeah.
I didn't get it, not a big deal. I really don't get in my head.
Amazing.
Yeah, because I didn't put a whole lot of, I didn't ruminate about it. I was like, I was in my bathing suit done. You did my thing.
Check.
Check.
On to the next.
Exactly.
I love.
Yeah.
Did you always have that, or is this new? Okay.
Oh my God, Allison.
Well, thank you. I feel better.
No, I had to go through shit, like personal stuff, right, to be able to look at life that way. But I do a lot of meditating, a lot of visualizing, and when I visualize, it's really sensual, not sexy, but sensual in that I can hear things, smell things, touch things, feel things, and I find that's how I've been able to, like, I don't know, like, it's such a cliche word, but manifest, make things happen in my life. You know, so
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and that's what I've done. And when I look at situations, I always know, I have a lot of faith that things will always work out for me, because that's natural law.
Yeah,
like the universe is there to help your happiness. So just know that whatever happens, you're going to be fine.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
And what do you think, because manifesting, a lot of people, like, you're right, people hear that and they're like, oh, you sit at home and you manifest.
Right.
What is manifesting to you?
Manifesting to me is just, I have a very wild and vivid imagination. And so to me, sometimes in my head, my imagination is my reality. And what I think about or what I see, like 3D, is what was in my head before. I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, but you're creating your own reality with via visualization
and imagination.
And you go into all the senses too. All
the senses, yeah. So this, like this right now, was all past thought, and so when I imagine, it's all future thought.
Amazing.
Does that make sense?
It does really make sense. Like, I mean, I'm a little into the woo-woo too, so it makes sense to me.
nice. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, and how do you? When is it important to be visualizing the past or imagining, like, past, present, and future? When do I do it? Yeah, like, when do you dabble in, like, when is it important to visualize the future? When is it important to think about the past? And when is it important to be present for you? Okay.
First of all, I always do, usually twice a day. I don't know if I'm answering this question, but I do it twice a day, usually as soon as I wake up and right before I go to bed, because your brain goes into theta.
For meditating?
Yeah.
Nice.
And visualization.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so your brain goes into theta, and it's almost like right before you, like, and that's when your subconscious can really start picking things up.
Yeah.
And also when this is going to sound so strange. So,
no, we love it.
So you know how I was a teacher for so many years,
yes.
right? I visualize my adult self as a teacher speaking to my child self.
Ooh.
As a 3 or 4-year-old, and I tell her, I got you. You're going to be fine. You reach for whatever you want to reach for. You do whatever you want to do, because everything is possible. I think about that. And then other times I feel like I need to be the child, because, you know, children, we're not full of trauma. We're not full of, like, you know, repression.
You just go for things for the sake of going for things.
Yeah. So if I'm feeling a little, like, doubtful, I go into my visualization as a child, telling my teacher self, which is, you know, current me, you know, don't worry, you're fine. I see you. You're going to be fine. So I do things like that, and I find that helps me.
That's amazing.
Is this the strangest, like,
no, I love it. I love it.
But I find it works for me, and I feel like I've been really positive, and I'm thriving in every possible way. And even my children tell me I'm, like, such a chill mom.
Oh yeah.
Now, you know, not because of acting, but because of the way I've been able to reset my mind at times, especially when it's been chaotic.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I think that just translates into my career in acting. Did I even answer your question about?
I don't even know what my original question was. I'm just going on this, and I'm like, tell me more. Yeah. So yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's amazing.
But I never really think about like, I know you can, according to Neville Goddard, revise the past to, like, your past thought.
Oh yes, I've heard of this.
To change the future.
You can re-scripting.
Yeah. I haven't really done that.
Yeah.
Because I never the past for me is always the past, and that's it. You know, I always kind of just forge ahead and just always try to imagine long-term future. Because when you imagine long-term future, then you kind of, the rest of your life, you kind of work towards that long-term goal, right?
Nice.
Yeah. Like I was just telling a friend today, who I actually saw at the callback, we were chatting about how, like, the trajectory of my career. And I remember when I was doing background, I met a girl and she showed me 2 commercials that she'd been in on their phone, and I was like, oh my God, Jenna, that's amazing, you know? And in my mind I thought, man, if I could just I just want to be a commercial queen, I'd be fine with that, you know, just
right?
that, you know? And then I've been able to do a lot of commercials, and then like I was doing a few commercials, and I was like, I just want a one-liner in an MOW. I'm cool with that. Just a one-liner, you know? And then, you know, 3 MOWs, one-liners later, you know,
amazing.
My last MOW, I was like, you know what? I just want to be in like an episodic. I'll be fine with an episodic, you know?
Right.
And I just shot an episodic. Like
that's amazing.
Yeah. So I just keep going forward, but I really think it's just the way I can let things go and I don't know, just think about what I want.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. You're powerful. Damn.
I know. Dang.
How long do you meditate in the morning and in the evening?
Half an hour.
Half an hour.
Well, I fall asleep.
I'm writing this all down in my head.
No, but I do fall asleep at night. But in the morning, I get up at like 6 o'clock, meditate till 6:30, get up, make the kids lunches, you know, and then get them ready for school.
Amazing.
And yes, they're teenage boys, but I still want them to have a hot lunch because I don't want them to spend their money on hot lunch, you know?
Fair.
Yeah.
Save your money.
Save the money. Even though I know they're buying fries, you know, because I see the lunches come home.
Yeah, I was guilty of that as a child too. Like, and here's 6 sandwiches in my backpack at various different stages.
I know, I see food hidden behind the refrigerator, like way in the back.
She'll never find it here.
Why do I
smelling?
I know. Why do I even cook? You know, but it feels good for me to make them a hot lunch. I feel like a good mother.
Yeah. I'm sure you are. You mentioned when we met that you were flying back from a project. Where have you flown for projects?
Oh, okay.
And what was the most fun one?
Okay, I've flown to Barcelona.
Amazing.
I went to Hungary.
Ooh.
I went to, well, you know, BC.
Yep.
I think, oh my God, Sunwing. Dominican twice.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, you travel a lot.
You know what? I think the Dominican was my favorite.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's like all inclusive. We were with people for a whole week, and these people I got along with really, really well. And you know, it rained a lot, so it's not like, I mean, we couldn't work for 4 days, so we just kind of hung out and we danced like crazy, like at the club
fun.
at night, during the day for rehearsals. Like, we danced our butts off.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Are you a dancer?
No.
No, but we were dancing.
Listen, I can shake it though if I need to. Like,
that's all that matters.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so much fun.
I know.
Do they fly you first class, or is it regular?
No, it's regular economy, but okay, so after Hungary, they overbooked the flight. And so I decided to be one of the last ones on board because I don't want to wait in a plane for so long while everybody files in. So I was like, I'm just going to wait. So I was one of the last ones. I walked in, I see someone in my seat. And I said, I think you're in my seat. He said, no, this is my seat. But as a joke, he was like, you could sit on my lap. So anyway, the flight attendant came and she looked at, they did overbook, and then she said to me, okay, just come over here. I was in first class on Lufthansa.
Stop.
Oh my God, the best experience. Best.
Isn't it fabulous? I've done it once by accident. And I was like, I was made for this life.
I know. We manifested that.
Exactly.
But the food was amazing. The champagne, the leg room.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It was a blanket, a neck thing, whatever you want.
The truffle chocolates. My God,
so
I ate the whole
nice.
time. I felt so important.
It was awesome. I was coming back from Cuba. It wasn't for filming. It was just my own trip. But I was the whole trip, I mean, you're drinking on vacation.
Yeah.
The drunkest I was on the way home, 100%. I was like, free champagne. Like, don't mind if I do. You're waiting in the airport. They're like, rum and coke. I'm like, 100%.
Were you alone?
No, I was with my sister.
Okay, was she first class?
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
it was
two
both
accidents.
of us. Yes, it was. I think it was. We booked through a travel agent. I think he just put it without telling us, and so because we were like, what?
Okay, wait a minute. Did you have to check in with, or like the boarding pass? Did you have to go through the gate? And did you look at you and say, you know, I kind of like, they're gonna put the
I don't know. We'll play back the tapes. We'll find out.
I like to think that's what happened to me.
Right? Yeah. Like, I like you.
Yeah, exactly.
You look like a first class kind of person. That's right, I am. I love it.
But
That's hilarious.
Like, I loved Lufthansa first class. Like, beautiful.
Amazing.
Beautiful. It's hard to go back to coach.
Cramps.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, I'll take what do you call those seats? The emergency rows?
Oh yeah, the extra leg room.
Yeah, that's as low as I'll go now.
Right?
So bougie.
These babies need to stretch.
I know, and I'm so short.
That's hilarious. Hey, you need your comfort. You need your space.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. I love it. Have you had a favorite project so far that you've done?
Oh my gosh, I've done so many.
I know,
like
you're booking magnet.
Films. A favorite? I don't have a favorite, but I have a favorite audition.
Oh, tell me about your favorite audition.
And I only say this because it was so challenging.
Oh.
It was a commercial. It was a P&G. It was Zevo. The product was Zevo. It's a bug catcher.
Okay.
And the director was, oh my God, Jeremy Nakbar. He was amazing. But I loved the audition because he challenged me. I did the audition. He liked the self-tape. I went and did the audition, and then he was like, okay, do 3 swats, look up, bend down, do this. Like, he was giving me so many steps to do in the direction. And the redirect, I was like, okay. And Grisha from Pasternak from Raw always told me, repeat it to the director and make sure you get it down, you know? So I repeated it to Jeremy, the director, and he was like, yeah. And so I just did it flawlessly.
Amazing.
And when we were on set, he actually told me that P&G are very specific about how they want to shoot things. And so that when he directs or when he gives a redirect during a callback, that's what he does. He tries to make it a little bit more challenging, which it was.
Sees how much information you can retain.
Pretty much, yeah, because they're very technical and very specific. So I was able to do it, and I loved working with them. Yeah, it was a great audition because I actually like turned off the Zoom and I was like, yeah, nailed it.
I love that.
And even if I don't get it, I know I fucking nailed it.
Yes,
you know? So,
that's amazing. That is a great hot tip.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Just repeat it back and then obviously do what they say.
Exactly. But I love a lot of in-person. I prefer in-person as opposed to like self-tapes because of the redirects. Plus, they get to really see you. Yeah. You know. Anyway, that was my favorite audition because it was challenging.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
It's a very unique answer.
Yeah. It's like 10 steps and I got it. So.
Amazing. So speaking of Raw Actors Studio, how long have you been training at Raw for?
Okay, so I first started last summer. I did the master's class.
Nice.
And then I did a couple of audition classes, but I wasn't fully invested because I was working so much. So I would actually start a session, not do 3 classes, and then go back into it, right?
Okay.
So that was difficult for me to pick up from the last class that I would have to do, and then you know do the class I was able to get to.
Right.
So I'd say a good year.
Okay.
And I've really grown. I mean, we were talking about this. We were talking about this with Grisha.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So my very first master class with Grisha. Yeah. The very first class, you have to do a monologue or something artistic or creative, so he can kind of assess you.
Yes.
You know, and just being a teacher for so long, I was used to the children just adoring everything I would do in front of them.
100%, because they're the best.
I am the best teacher. But I could sing the days of the week and put movement, accent, whatever, and they adored me. They would eat it up, and they were mesmerized. So I kind of did that with my monologue with Grisha.
What accent did you use? This is what I want to know.
I used a Spanish accent.
Hey, was it good?
Well, no, because I was never trained.
You're like, I can just do this.
I'll just do it.
Watch me.
Exactly. So I go up there. I'm doing what I do with the kids. Like, I'm putting movement, accent, like just everything. Not even, but just whatever I could put in this monologue, I put in it.
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, he stopped me.
I just picture it. Hold on.
Yeah.
Right there.
He stopped me. I didn't get to finish it because I also didn't know the words.
That's so great.
Yeah, my memory wasn't so great.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, because I was trying to do too many things, movement and accent and then dialogue.
You swung for it. I love it. You're just like, I've got this. Let's go. And he was like, pause.
Yeah. And I swear to God, to him, it was very firm and it was loving. And to me, he tore me a new one.
Oh, yeah?
Like,
oh my God.
this guy. Like, what
does he
know?
think he is?
Exactly. The kids adore me. Why is he not adoring me?
That's hilarious.
Anyway, he told me what I needed to be done. And at that point, when you're kind of in front of the class and you're on the spot, I'm not absorbing anything. I'm just offended.
I know, right?
Just offended.
Just trying to survive the next 4 minutes as you tell me everything that's wrong with me.
Right, exactly. So I drove home that night after the first class, called my friend Kevin, and I was like I don't know about this. I don't think this is going to work, me in that class, because this guy doesn't get me.
Yeah, right? So what changed?
Well, I paid for it. I paid for the 6 sessions.
Well, my deposit was non-refundable, so that's amazing. I was expecting I really thought about it, and I was like, maybe he's right. And I went back like, no. Well, I went, because I paid. That's
but you know
best answer.
2 days after, I called Kevin and I said, listen, I've given it some thought, and I think Grisha is right.
Yeah. Took 2 days.
I had to get over my own ego and
it's
realize
hard.
It is hard because
it's so hard.
I know, because I don't know. It was hard to think.
It feels pretty damn personal when it's happening.
Because he didn't do that with anybody else.
Oh my God, it's the worst. Yeah.
But nobody else put an accent and an unnecessary movement.
Nobody swung for the wall like you did. Woo!
But I kept going and I learned so much.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I missed 3 classes. No, I missed a couple of classes.
Yeah.
Right, but then I went again in July, or no. What month are we
August?
in?
We're in September, but it would have started either end of July or beginning of August, right? Because it's 6 weeks.
That's right,
yeah,
August.
Yeah.
And I went again, did the master's class again, was able to absorb everything and really invest in it because I didn't miss any classes.
Nice.
Loved it. He created a very safe space for us to really discover our emotional triggers, and just it was such a different experience than my first experience.
Yeah.
And I had to do a monologue again in the first.
Did you pick the same one?
I picked something longer.
Yeah.
I was a lot more still.
Nice.
And, oh my God, it was a snack for me. It was amazing.
Nice.
And he clapped. That's all I
He
want.
let you finish it too?
He let me finish it, yeah.
That's amazing.
And he said it was great. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Aw, that's so good. Well, I'm glad you didn't go home and go, I quit. I don't care how much money I put into this class. I'm never going back to him ever again.
Exactly.
Like, you could have gone that route. So yeah, good for you.
I could, but I think again the mindset stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's whatever I guess meaning I gave it. You know, because at that time when he tore me a new one, I gave it such a negative meaning that that's how it impacted me. But this time, whenever he gave me criticism or, then it was constructive, and I took it, and I always know it's coming from a place of love from him.
Yeah.
So
to help you, not to hurt you.
Right, and so I'm a lot better for it. That's for sure. I've improved. I've grown. I've got lots of work to do, but man, it was great.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What is one of your biggest takeaways from that class?
To learn to be, and I know a lot of people say this, but it's so true, to be vulnerable. Don't worry about people judging you. Don't try to be perfect, or just, it's so hard to be authentic, especially in this industry.
Yes.
Because you're going to be judged, and people may not want to work with you because of the way you, but man, I don't know, I think my biggest takeaway is vulnerability, and be as free as you can to be authentic, because if you are authentic, then you'll attract the people that you're meant to attract, right?
Oh, beautiful. I love that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's still hard for me sometimes, but if I just take it day by day and just be like who I am, swears, flaws, whatever, then,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Nice. I like that.
Yeah, so that's my takeaway from
Wicked.
Raw. Yeah.
What's your dream role that you have? Either a dream role or dream genre, if role is too specific.
That's a tough one. Anything in dramatic.
Yeah.
I've never really played a dramatic role. Like I think I do comedic well.
Nice.
Like whenever I get a comedic self-tape request, I always see in the breakdown, we need someone with good comedic timing, good, so I know I'm funny.
Yes.
I can be funny, I think.
Oh, 100%.
But I want to try a dramatic role where I can cry, but not force the cry. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be cringy crying.
Just like in the moment, and it happens, rather than like, please cry on cue.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be able to lose myself, but not like, I don't know.
So more of a subtle cry.
Like a subtle, pretty cry.
Pretty cry. Pretty cry.
No, I don't know. A dramatic role. Just a dramatic role.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean, because there is like the like the bit, and you're like, ooh, too much. Rein it in. Because there is more power sometimes in just like trying to hold it back, but not being able to hold it back.
Right. That's what I want to do.
Yes.
Like I just.
You want to do it right now?
You want to try now? Okay, hold on. Let me just trigger me.
I don't like you. No, I'm just kidding. I do like you.
How can you not?
I know.
Oh my God, the kids loved me. What are you talking about?
That's right, and they know everything.
They do.
I love it. It's awesome. What question? I had something pop into my head. It does it every interview at least once. I have a question that I want to ask, and then I forget it.
Okay. Well, then let me interrupt. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Go for it.
By congratulating you on the approval of the Emmy virtual media.
Thank you so much.
Yay.
Thank you. I have no idea what this entails.
But that's okay.
But yeah, we'll figure it out, I guess.
Yeah. You got approval.
I know.
That's the first step.
I know.
Right?
I literally got it in my email, and I was like, nah. I was like, stop, really? I actually kind of forgot about it. It was the whole letting go thing of like, I think so. Because like I applied to do TIFF media. They said no, unfortunately, because they don't know who I am.
Okay.
No, I think a lot of people apply, and then you can only accept so many people, right? And I mean, since you're gonna follow and subscribe, I'm getting more subscribers, but I didn't have a lot at the time, so I get it. I understand. I'm not like where I need to be for, amazing exposure, but anyway, I was like, oh, it's gonna happen, this is gonna be so exciting. So I held on to it, and then it didn't happen. I was like, oh. But the Emmys one, I was like, there's no way this is gonna happen. It's the Emmys. And then sent it out, and then got that one. So you're totally right about the releasing.
Allison, you dreamt big.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, don't limit yourself to TIFF.
I know. Emmys.
Exactly.
Hi, levies.
There you go. Oh my God.
Yeah, isn't that nuts? So yeah, super. Thank you so much.
You're
welcome. Yeah, I'm really excited and interested to see what.
I'm kind of curious too.
I know. I think what I'm going to do for my setup is like I'm going to have it on the TV playing.
Okay.
And then I'm going to have on my iPad the virtual media part, and then I'm going to try filming what this entails.
Oh.
So that you get like a
okay.
little behind the scenes too,
Okay.
because I don't know what it means. So for those who want to try and apply next year, I can tell you. Like,
But are
this
they
is
going
what
to
it
give
means.
you some structure? Or
So it sounded like that it was going to be like there's obviously the reporters in person. I'm not flying out, unfortunately. We're not there yet, but next year.
not this year, but next year.
That's right.
Allison.
Right? And so this one, it's obviously virtual. So I think what I imagine in my head, I'm visualizing in my head, that they'll take some questions from the in-person media and then the online media as well. So I'm sure there's going to be an area where we can submit questions and whatnot.
Okay.
So I'm like, now like, do I know questions? Like, I need to think of questions. I need to know things. So,
Right,
so
right.
there's that little stress there. But I mean, I feel like, I mean, I obviously do homework
Right.
of the Emmys and the nominees and the people that I would like to ask questions
Yep.
about. But I think also you got to trust that in the moment that like
It's going to come.
you're going to get a question. Like, yeah, you'll just channel a question. It'll come out of you. You're not going
Right.
to sit there and be like, So I think it'll be fun and exciting for sure.
Do you remember your question you were going to?
Not at all. Not at all. You gotta trust that it'll come back. Has
It'll
it?
come back.
No.
No, but that's amazing. You
Thank
totally,
you so much.
totally manifested that.
Thank
and
you so much.
You dreamt big, and there you go.
I love it.
And then you're gonna fly out next year.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, first class.
First class.
First class, here we go. I love it. So back to you. What do you find is the hardest part of the acting journey so far?
Oh my God.
I mean, you've been crushing it.
Thank you.
You've been crushing it since you started. Only 2 years at your union?
Good in the process.
In the process?
In the process now.
Hey,
Thank you.
congrats.
know
That's
what?
awesome.
I'll tell you what the hardest part is, and it's same as everybody. You know, it's the trying to stay positive, and you know. But for me, it's the financial fluctuation.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
God. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like you win the lottery and then all of a sudden you can't even buy a ticket. What is going on? You know?
That is the best way to put it. Win the lottery, you can't even buy a ticket.
I know.
100%.
And it's like,
yeah.
it's like, yeah, honey, like with my kids, go get those. And then, why don't you sell
Maybe
your
we add
old,
that to a wish list. Maybe we add that. When's your birthday?
or sell your old ones.
Right? Yeah, it's nuts.
It really
It's
is nuts. You can't, like, with teaching, it was steady, it was solid. I knew I was,
Yeah.
I knew I always had a job. I can always
Yes.
go back, right?
Yeah.
But this one, this is like, whew, you know.
Whole new test.
It's just like, wow, okay. I think I'll go back to teaching.
Right. Right. No. Where's that financial stability that I so require?
Yeah. Where are those
absolutely.
Where are those benefits?
So true. What benefits?
So yeah, that's probably the hardest thing, is having to learn to, you know, manage things properly. Being able to say no to my teenage boys, who just, one of them just loves the drip. You know, it's like, buddy, you know,
Rein it in.
you know, and yeah, that's about it. But also, but like I said, it is easy for me to let things go if I don't get a role or whatever.
Right.
But that's just a financial fluctuation. It's so
Nice.
different from what I used to.
For sure. Have you had roles that you've really wanted and didn't get? Or are you just booking everything like crazy? It seems like you're booking everything like crazy.
There was one, oh my God, there was one that I wanted. It was, I can't remember what it was called. One More Time.
Okay.
I don't know. It's a
I'll believe
comedy.
you. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's called One More Time. I don't know. They were filming it last year, but I did 90 takes.
What?
90.
90 take for your self-tape?
Yes.
90? Damn. Has to be perfect.
I know. This is when I first started, right?
That's hilarious.
90 takes.
So now do you have like a cap on how many takes you do, or do you just do it until you're happy with it?
I do it I do it until I feel it.
Ooh,
So
that's nice.
I used to choose takes that I was the prettiest in. Like I'd be
Yes.
like, I look really good. That's a good angle. You don't,
100%.
yeah, you don't see my age spot here, you know, or whatever, right? But now it's almost like I have. If I feel it, then that's the take.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I've spoken about this a couple times on this podcast where I start doing the tape, and then about halfway through, like something doesn't go quite to plan in my head, right? And I go, oh, cut it. Let's start it from the beginning. And then I watch that one back, and I'm like, I was killing it, and I should have kept that one. So now I have a no cut rule.
you have no cut rule?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's every time I'm like, you know what? I don't like what I'm doing. Let's start from the beginning. I'll like go back and watch the takes, and I'll be like, wow, this is really good. This is really good. And then I'll be like, I don't like this one. And I will be, you idiot!
Oh my
like,
God.
every time.
Yeah.
So yeah, no cut rule for sure. But I like the when you feel it.
When I actually feel it, yeah.
I like that because oftentimes too, then you just try to recreate that feeling after, like for a self tape.
Yeah.
Pause for motorcycle. Because after that, you just try to recreate the feeling or the look. You know, I want it to look that angle,
right?
And you try to nail it again. But yeah, feeling it is good. I like that.
It's a feeling. Or sometimes like I'll do those 90 takes, and they all look so similar. It's like splitting hairs.
I'm like, I like this part, but I also like this part of that one.
I know. So it's only when I feel it. And sometimes it might take a long time for me to feel it. Like, who knows? Like, it's weird because a lot of people do the work before. Sometimes I'll just do a little bit of work before and then just start shooting. Like filming myself, and then I'll make a new discovery as I'm going through it. It's like, oh, okay.
Yes.
So yeah, sometimes it might take 10 to 12, because I'm making that discovery.
Yeah.
And I should have discovered it really on paper, but I just didn't.
Some people work differently.
Yeah.
I mean, paper works for a lot of people. Some people, it's like learning. Like everybody learns different ways,
Right.
So like doing it is maybe how you find your discoveries.
Right.
There's no shame in doing it different ways.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
There we go.
You gotta find what works for you, right?
It's true.
That's what I feel about like acting classes and stuff like that. People are like, oh, I love this one. And I love going to and picking, this from that class and going to this studio and picking that from this studio and picking that from this studio and then making something that works for me. Because I don't think there's going to be one size fits all for acting lessons and style or methods.
I get
whatever you want to call them.
For sure. Because I've been to a few acting classes or a few acting studios, and it's true. I do pick what I like.
Yeah.
And what resonates with me.
Exactly.
And you know what? YouTube too.
Yes.
I've watched a lot of acting classes on YouTube.
Love.
And that's kind of where I started.
Nice. Where did you find it? Did you just YouTube acting classes?
Good acting class. Well, good acting classes, but it's called the Actors Academy.
Okay.
It's a young guy.
Yeah.
Really cute. It's always
easy to learn.
Easy to look at, easy to learn. But he gave me the basics. I paid $50 for his master class.
Nice.
Like way back in the day. And that's how, I swear, that's how I got my basic acting.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was just
I love the Academy of YouTube.
Yeah, me too.
You can learn anything on YouTube.
Yeah, like I knew not to stare down at the barrel of the camera.
Yeah,
I knew they don't like to see your profile, like just stuff like that. Things that I guess directors don't want to tell you.
Yeah, it's true. It's kind of, there's this weird this is everything you should know about acting, but there isn't really. Like there's acting classes and it's usually okay, you should be at this level, but nobody told you about the basics of eye lines and simple things that backgrounds too. We were talking about with Kevin too. He's like, I didn't know eye lines, I didn't know backgrounds, and I was like, that's so true. Yeah. I mean, that nobody really teaches it unless you've gone to like post-secondary school, or like. I think.
I don't know because we didn't go, or I didn't go.
I went to Toronto Film School, but I was like,
did?
I think I learned that there. Yeah. I was like, I hope I learned it there. Paid a pretty price to learn that there.
Was it expensive?
It's very expensive.
Oh, okay. I see.
Acting classes, I think, is grand.
Okay, I know. I really like the acting classes. Yeah. So
it's a good way to find your tribe too, of people that are just like supportive and want you to do well, instead of like, well, the industry isn't like this so much, but growing up, we had the idea that it was like, oh, I hate you because we're going for the same role and only one of us can get the role.
Right.
So like elbows up and screw you. I hope you fall on your face, but do well, break a leg.
Break a leg.
And so I don't find that, I'm sure those people exist, but I don't find that in the industry that much.
Neither do I. Like that, this is what when I was teaching, a little competitive sometimes because it was in the private sector or it's private school. Sometimes it got a little competitive because, you know, some parents would want to, you know, take their kids out of one class and maybe put them in my class, or you know, and that's how it got competitive. And you know, but in this industry, I just find everybody so supportive, like really, really supportive. And I don't have that mindset. Like everybody tells me, when you go union, you're going to be shelved. When you go union, you're not going to have as many opportunities. When you go union, you're not going to, you know, but I don't have that mindset because I think there's so many roles for people. And I think there is an abundance of roles for everybody. And I think if we keep thinking that way collectively, then there won't be roles for people. So I think we have to collectively know and have faith that there are fucking roles for everybody, and there are a lot of roles for everybody.
Yes.
And if we can collectively think that way, those roles will come.
100%. And I think too, I mean, with me personally, competition or competitiveness in the past is majority all in my head.
Oh, right.
So it's not even real, it is fabricated.
There you go. There you go.
So yeah, I think that's, and you're right. If you have an abundance mindset, there's enough for everyone, then you're not like, I really need this one.
Exactly.
It kind of gets rid of the desperation too.
For sure. And you don't, there's no desperation, so you don't look desperate. They can't, you know.
Yeah.
But just going back to choosing the tape that I like.
Yeah.
Just the other day, I chose 3, and I said to my youngest son, I said, look at these 3. Which one looks like you're not watching me? Like you're actually just watching the show, you know, or whatever. And he chose it, so that's what I went with.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's such a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Of like, which one is not
Mama?
yeah. Which one can you buy?
Yeah. Like, more realistic. Like, so that's so sometimes I get them to choose for me.
That's awesome. And it's been working.
Yeah.
I love it. That's incredible. I could ask somebody to do that for me.
Yeah.
I'd be like, which one is not as me?
Well, Grisha told me that.
Oh.
Because I was like, how do I choose for my 17 takes? And he was like, choose the one that you don't know you're watching you. You're actually watching a movie, you know? So
Amazing.
I was like, okay. Yeah.
Love this. Grisha's full of hot tips.
He is full of hot tips.
We're going to have him on the podcast soon. I love it. That's amazing. Wicked. Is there anything that you wanted me to ask you or cover before I wrap things up with a final couple questions?
I just wanted to bring up the boxing ring.
The boxing ring.
Yes.
Right.
So it is a short film that won Best American Film in Milan.
Yes.
And it is now a select for the Hamilton Film Festival.
Amazing.
And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because the writer-director, Emily, I hope I'm pronouncing this well, Gutierrez.
Okay.
She's Filipino.
Nice.
And she wanted it's loosely based on her life as a Filipino and also as a queer Filipino woman.
Okay.
And she wanted to have representation in front of the camera and behind the camera. So
Amazing.
the whole cast and crew were Filipino.
Amazing.
And so that's what we want. I just wanted to bring
And it's
that
called
up.
the boxing ring.
It's called the boxing ring.
Okay, go. At first, when you're like the boxing ring, I'm like, when did you box? I was like, do you have a studio? But the short film boxing ring.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yes. Awesome. And is it? Can people watch it, or it's doing festivals now?
It's doing its festival run.
Not released unless you go to Hamilton.
Right. No, exactly. For now, yes. And just another, I'm just like a little plug in another short
100%.
film. It's called Love Lovebound, Joshua Chislett,
Right.
is submitting it to a contest or a competition. And that I saw the trailer, and my gosh, I felt it, you know.
Ooh.
So it was, I'm looking forward to seeing that as well. Seeing how that does.
Amazing. If we release this and they're out, we will leave links below, just so you know. But yeah, amazing. That's incredible. And what were your roles in both of those?
Okay, so my mom.
Yeah.
Filipino mom.
Natural mom.
Yeah.
Chill, cool mom.
In the boxing ring, I was Filipino mom.
Nice.
In Lovebound, mom. But Filipino.
Do you get a lot of mom roles?
Yes.
Nice.
I do get a lot of mom roles, therapist roles, doctor roles,
therapist
nurse.
roles I could totally see. As I'm talking to you, I'm like, I feel like this is a free therapy
Do you
session.
feel good?
I feel very comfortable and good.
Do you feel like I've helped you?
100%. You know how I'm going to be manifesting and visualizing every night and every morning now?
That is awesome.
Oh my God, I love it.
Okay, that is awesome.
Yes, 100%.
But therapist, those are the roles I normally go for. But I want to be crazy mom role too.
Yeah?
Like fucking
so
crazy
much fun.
mom. Yeah. Actually, my kids would say I'm crazy mom already.
They'd be like, you do that every day.
Exactly.
You've got it, actually. You've got it down.
Right. But I want to be like crazy mom role.
Nice. Because you're like trying to avenge a child or
kill my child. I don't know who.
Yeah, I was like, was the child good or bad in this situation?
Yeah, or like protect my child from, oh yeah,
like a Taken but female version.
Right.
Just like, I will find you.
I'll mama bear this shit.
Yes. Oh my God, I'd love to see you play crazy.
I would love to.
That'd be so much fun.
Or Milfy mom, you know.
Hello.
So bad. like American Pie.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I could do that, right?
You can do anything.
Thank you.
Because you visualize it.
Exactly. I can visualize Milfy mom.
Milf.
Oh my God.
That's hilarious. I love it so much. So I will, on that note, so I have two final questions for you.
Okay.
First one is, what would you call this chapter of your life? Or this chapter of your career? Whichever one is easier.
I guess this chapter of the career. Oh goodness.
Yeah. What title would you give this chapter?
2.
Chapter 2. Acting.
Chapter 2. Union.
Yay!
I don't know. It's just all one big blur to me. Like,
love.
I don't see much of a difference. I'm not going to see as much of a difference. Like I'm just going to keep forging ahead and keep doing what I'm doing, and
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're so in the moment, and you're so present and future. You're just like, just going with it, rolling with the punches. I love it. It's awesome. I aspire to your level of just doing that.
Of like chillness.
Yes.
Nice.
It's very chill.
Okay, that's awesome.
Very chill. Yeah. Which probably helps a lot in auditioning too, because with the desperation, like you probably never come off desperate in your life.
I don't know. Ask casting. There may be some.
Play a tape. She's like, please hire me. Hilarious. And last question I have for you. What is something that you would tell your younger self or someone starting out in this industry?
I mean, it's what I would tell my students, what I tell my children, what I tell when I visualize my teacher self telling my young self, just fucking go for it. Just don't, well, maybe not the children, I wouldn't use the F-bomb, but I mean, it's possible. It's actually probable if you believe it, have faith, it's there for you.
Amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being a guest guest on my podcast.
Well, I'm so happy to help you
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
with therapy.
I'm going to call you. You're like, I have another problem.
Well, then
Yeah,
thank you.
no, it was awesome. Was it as bad or as nerve-wracking as you thought it would be?
No, it's
Yeah,
been
see,
great.
everybody? It's so cool. Max here.
Yeah, just like edit it properly, okay?
No, 100%. You'll be good. You'll be good. I promise. You're in good hands.
Okay. Yeah, no, I loved it. My first podcast.
Amazing.
I know.
Yay.
And then you can have me on again, at the Emmy.
I was going to say next
Emmy.
year's Emmys.
At the Emmys. I'll be walking and you'll be
100%
using your mic.
on the red carpet. You're like, remember me?
Yeah.
You'll be like, no.
I'll be like,
Right? Oh my God, yes. I'm visualizing that
There
for
we go.
30 minutes before bed tonight.
there you go. There you go. Honestly,
Yes.
fall asleep to it.
Amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
welcome.
Yay. Thank you so much for watching. And if you liked it, hit the like button. Please subscribe. It helps out our channel so much. Leave a comment below about your best takeaway of this episode. And if you'd like to donate, head to my website, AlisonMullings.com, to help keep this podcast going. And I'll see you in the next interview.